Welcome to all of a sudden. Hey. All right.
Take three.
Classic.
Happens every time.
Every
Happens
week.
Every single time.
Welcome to all of a sudden number 63. I got it right this time. Today we are joined. We are brought to you by Anchor.fm. If you want to start your podcast journey, do it now with Anchor.fm. If you're wondering why I'm a little frazzled right now, it's because we just recorded this about 5 minutes ago and realized we didn't get any of it.
Not 5 minutes ago. At least like 20 minutes and
20 minutes
realized,
ago.
oh, hey, the recording button's not on.
Yep. But reintroducing our guests for the first time ever, and what a episode to be a part of.
How's it going, guys? For the second time.
And as always, our faithful Jay Bear here to join us today,
Hey, what a
and
beast.
my cohort Julian. How you guys doing? All right.
Hey, I mean, great, right?
Yeah.
Let me
Ready to do
bring
this?
it up again.
Ready to do this the second time.
This week's beer of the week is Chihuahua, and we had a nice little funny bit on that first episode, but it doesn't seem
Where
as
I
funny
tossed the
anymore.
beer over to Joe and then I tossed it to Jay and it completely just got canned. So anyway, guys, the beer of the week is the Chihuahua Rico. It's a El Paso beer. It's got 6.5 alcohol by volume. It is okay. It's not like the best beer in the world.
It's actually
kind of
really
like
bad.
well, Joe thinks it's really bad. It's not like terrible. I think it's more of like a kind of like a darker Tecate, if that makes sense. If you know your beers, you'll understand what I mean.
Darker, crappier Tecate.
Sponsor us.
Sponsored by Chihuahua. Nonetheless, guys, so
on to our first topic of the week. So Mulan just recently, Jesus Christ.
so the first topic of the week, me and Joe recently recorded a video in our 107 Productions where we got to try out the new Cheetos mac and cheese. I definitely recommend checking it out because it was pretty funny, pretty good. And it's pretty interesting. I believe the flavors were regular cheese, the regular cheesy Cheetos, jalapeno cheddar, and flaming hot.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out that video, it is out now. Go ahead and see if maybe you'll like these crazy concoctions. It's available now at Walmart, I believe. So if you guys want to pick up some yourselves, you can go ahead and get those. But check out the video. I'll put a card right
Somewhere
here for
around
you.
here or over there.
But
Joe,
our
let's
first topic.
get down
Disney-
to business.
Yeah, Disney Plus has just announced that it is releasing Mulan onto their Disney Plus streaming service. Now, it had initially been announced to release this year around March, I think. So around May. So it's
Yeah, it was
right
gonna
when
be an early-
quarantine. Yeah, it was going to be early this year. It's right when quarantine was just about kicking off. But they pushed it back, and now it's officially going to be dropped on Disney Plus. Now, the kicker is, in order to see it, it's going to come with an additional $30 charged to have it. But they say if you buy that $30 movie, then you'll have it as long as you have your Disney Plus subscription. So it's not like just typical rental, but you're also not owning it.
It is a interesting take. Definitely because it is gonna it does kind of take away from like the movie theaters. It is a little steep of a price if you ask me at $30. I know I rented Trolls World Tour for like $20, which at the time felt a little steep, but at the time I was
I think at any
hungry
time
for
a
more
Trolls
content.
movie,
Huh?
I think at any time anything above like $5 for a Trolls movie is steep.
I mean, at the time I was hungry for content. There wasn't a whole lot of new movies at the time.
Trolls?
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of
True.
enjoyed the first one. It
Trolls
wasn't
2.
like the
Trolls 2.
the-
I need it.
I need that fix. I was like that one guy from My Hero, you know.
Oh, true.
But nonetheless, it's those extra $10 definitely feel a little more steep than it should be.
Yeah.
But
And if
I'm
you think
curious.
if you think of it this way, they're flat out cutting out their middleman and just charging straight to pocket every cent that they make off the movie, plus the additional money you're going to spend on their subscription for that month. So I mean, I think this is just a huge money grab for Disney.
See, my thing is, there's already so much content that's on these streaming services as it is. So where's the drop off going to be where you're going to get this movie later on for free anyway?
Yeah.
How bad are you going to want that movie up front that you're going to put that price tag on it?
Yeah, how desperate are you to watch Mulan live action this month rather than waiting a couple months when it does come out inevitably for free, or not for free, but with your Disney?
Probably like at a discount or something, or with Disney Plus.
No, yeah, just the $6 you pay for Disney Plus, you'll get Mulan eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like we were saying in the first go around, the extra, because comparing it with Trolls and comparing it with Scoob, both of those were like $20, right? And a lot of people were able to make the comparison as like, you know what, I spend like about $20 going to the movies anyway.
Watch Scoop?
Huh?
Yeah, he did.
No way.
He sure did.
I did. I thought Scoob was all right too. I mean, it wasn't like the worst. Both of them were not that bad, guys. Come on. They were, well, I mean, Trolls World Tour was pretty bad, but it was bad in a good way, and Scoob was okay up until like the end. The end was definitely like the worst and the biggest cop out ever, but I digress. Those movies at $20 a pop, I mean, you can make the comparison like, hey, you know what? I more or less spend that kind of money when I take like someone out, to the movies. Usually tickets are, I want to say, like, depending on when you go, it could be anywhere from like $6 to $9. So it was easy. But those extra $10 with Mulan, people are saying like, well, you know what? I spend that much when I buy popcorn and soda, but they don't understand that the popcorn and soda are to benefit the theater, because a lot of times the first 2 weeks when you're watching a movie, the theaters aren't making money off of those movies. They're making money off of the concessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah, go for it.
like I was saying earlier with the whole, like, yeah, it's a steep price or whatever, but it comes through for us just with the whole, Rona, and people getting all excited and being like, oh well, let's go to the theater and watch it, and it'll just be super packed with a bunch of people there, and especially with how things are right here right now, I think it definitely benefits us with the whole, like, it'll help people stay at home and watch it there instead of being super packed at the theaters, and getting that, I guess, getting that small chance of maybe contracting the Rona or whatever.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good point. It's gonna help keep, especially because it's a family movie. It's gonna help keeping a whole like big lot of family go into a movie and being in danger of contracting anything. So, yeah, no, that's actually a really good point.
It is definitely, I guess, Disney getting kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, especially with the virus going around in a hard place. But it's one of those situations that they're kind of, in a sense, forced to be put in, because they've had this movie on the back burner for so long, as well as a multitude of a bunch of other movies, and they're struggling to put something out. It's like, we need to put one of our many movies that were set to release this year, but because of Rona and because of everything else that shut down the theaters, like, we're kind of, in a sense, screwed. So I can understand, I could see the drawback, but at the same time, I could also see how it like hurts a lot of movie theaters and employees, because they're trying to stay afloat as well. It's really a difficult situation.
So speaking on that, I know Julian wanted to bring up a review for a movie that's like a year old. Onward.
Is it a year old already? I don't think it's that old, but it was another situation where I guess Disney, it had came out more or less about the time that coronavirus was starting to go on. It was one of the last movies I got to see in theaters, and it was another movie by, I guess, Pixar Disney, and that, yeah, as Joe said, it's Onward.
Yeah,
and
I think Corona's just been going on for so long it feels like it's been a year. But
yeah, I mean,
you're right. It came out right at the beginning of quarantine. Like, I think it was in theaters for a week, and then we had to go into quarantine.
Has your guys' sense of time been like really off?
Yes.
Yeah, it's scary the fact that it's already been what, like about 6 months that we've been in
Yeah,
quarantine,
about.
or like about 5 months that we've been in quarantine, because we started like around March, which is more or
Mhm.
less when this movie came out, and we never really got a chance to talk about it on the podcast. I thought it was a really cute movie, a really solid movie. We haven't done a review in a while, so I definitely probably give it like about an 8 out of 10. But I liked the message. I liked a lot of like the brotherhood, and like I guess for spoilers, like how an older brother can kind of step up and take that father figure role. And I really appreciate the fact how it was, because I just recently saw it on Disney Plus again, and watching it the first time through the Tom Holland character's eyes, and then watching it the second time through Chris Pratt's character's eyes, it really kind of cemented that whole relationship between them, that bond, as well as the ending goal where they get to see their father again for a moment, and but one of the characters has to kind of give up their time, and how much more important it was for the character that got it to say his goodbye rather than the character who didn't to say hello.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think on that I do agree. The as someone who has a brother, and I actually watched the movie with my brother, I felt that mattered more to me than the actual, I guess, content of the movie itself, because the
Yeah.
movie itself wasn't all that great, but it was the fact that these two brothers had this kind of journey, and they kind of grew together, and it kind of makes you appreciate your brother a whole lot more. And I mean, I'm very close with my brother, so in that aspect,
Very
it
close.
was good. Um, but movie wise, it wasn't that good. I'll give it like a 5.
Mm.
Where
So
I
like
felt
content.
that it loses points is that it's a very targeted audience that they're going for, I believe. So it's like, these boy nerds who know about D&D, like rock and roll music, have daddy issues, which by all points, like it's a home run with me. I like the movie genuinely, but I feel like it's too specific in its approach, and that's where it loses kind of relatability
Hmm.
unless you're in that niche.
Yeah, true. Unless you
I,
do have a brother, and unless you are like kind of big on the nerd culture, then yeah, I can kind of see that. I can see that point.
Yeah, it
And I mean,
definitely falls into that Pixar cookie cutter form where they kind of like, oh, one of the parents are dead, and how are we gonna handle the situation, and it pulls at your heartstrings and all that other stuff. But I'm sorry I cut you off, Jay. You were gonna say?
yeah, yeah, no, just like I was saying earlier with the whole like, yeah, like I mean, I have brothers, but I've never been close to them or whatever. I've been closer to my homies, you guys or whatever. And it's like, there's times where we see each other down in the dumps, and we'll either act like the little brother or we'll act like the big brother. It's like, situations where they come and go. And yeah, definitely, recently, yeah, I felt like I was the little brother in these last couple of weeks or whatever. And you guys have been there to, pull me up, whatever, when I'm down in the dumps.
You do it,
Yeah,
Jay. You get that recon
true.
supply drop, and then Joe
Yeah,
comes
and
and like steals it anyway.
still, yeah, and like you guys have been there, telling me all this stuff, like whatever it is that I may or may not need or whatever. So I think it was more like maybe not brother wise for me. It was more like the relationship wise with my friends, where it's
Just
like,
people you can see as brothers and stuff like that.
yeah, like I think we all take turns taking the little brother role or the big brother role,
Mhm.
whether like for several other little things.
I
But
get.
Yeah.
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I mean it was an okay movie in my end. Like the little brother did piss me off here and there because I was just like, oh, you
Yeah.
bratty piece of. But I was just like, well, whatever, like I guess I get it, like, oh, boo hoo, I didn't meet my dad or whatever. But
I mean,
but
and speaking
yeah,
on that, the Brotherhood, Jay actually was a true brother and helped me out in a new game called Fall Guys. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I highly recommend that you do. It's free right now on PlayStation Plus members, and basically it's Wipeout, but BR. So
Yeah.
VR, typical battle royal. You start off with a group of people, and you all whittle your way down until one walks away with the win. So they star these crazy little characters. They're just like these little blobs with arms and
Little
legs.
Gumbies.
Yeah, and you pretty much complete these obstacle courses to become the crown, the king, and it is so much fun. I don't know what it is about it, but it is so enjoyable. I've played some games with Jay and Julian and my girlfriend Dalila, and we've all just had a blast with it.
It's very hilarious. It's very I don't know. It's one of those like it's so childish and so cartoony that you just find yourself like able to kind of like often many times when we play battle royales we're just getting frustrated. We're like throwing our
Yeah.
controllers at the TV and if you're just yelling at your kids.
Oh my God.
But nonetheless, like it's one of those ones that you can actually like just kind of turn off and like really enjoy, even if you're losing, even if you're just like
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even if you lose and you're playing with your homies, like you still like cheer them on and be like, "Go, dude, go, go!" You know, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
because it's like
It's
an
super
obstacle
fun.
course. It's like what's that old school Chinese one where he's like for my
Oh,
homies,
Ninja.
Oh, for my homies.
for my homies.
Yeah, Ninja Warrior.
Wasn't it? No, it's not Ninja
No,
Warrior.
it's
It was
Castle
something else.
something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, on that, I mean, Jay helped me get my first win because he had gotten knocked out in I think the round before the championship, and he was able to like spectate my camera and kind of cheer me on and kind of navigate me on what to do. So I mean, it's just a lot of fun. Hopefully, Steven, you can download it and give it a shot
and
with
play
us.
with us. Right
Yeah.
now it's free if you have PlayStation Plus. If you
Mhm.
don't, I believe it's like $20, and I think you can
$20.
even download it on your laptop or your computer, Joe. Is
It's
that
on,
right?
Yeah,
it's
PC.
available right
Yeah.
now on PC and on I think through Steam, and then PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely loads of fun. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
I
With that,
I guess right before you wrap up, Joe, one final note about the movie, like where I
sure.
give it kind of points is as you guys said. I mean, obviously the content's not 100% there, but I think the message is what really kind of brings it home to me, especially in those little moments where he's trying to teach his brother how to like be a wizard and do all this other stuff,
Mhm.
and you could see the little brother getting kind of frustrated and like, oh my God, I can't do this, whatever. And instead of getting being like tough love or being like a kind of machismo kind of older brother or father figure to the kid, I think it's really valuable and really important how he's like, hey, you know what, we'll do it next time, we'll get there, you do it at your own pace, and I know you can do it, and it was really cute. Like even when they do the flashback and they're jumping into the pool and his little brother's like too scared and he kind of just sees him and he like pushes him in, and he's just like, man, it's little things like that where Pixar really strives. So yeah,
Mhm.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and throw it to a quick commercial break. This video
hopefully
is
it was
recording.
recorded this time.
I have noticed it. we have recorded this first bit. So let's go ahead and hear about Anchor.fm. We'll see you guys right now. Welcome back to All of a Sudden number 63. We mentioned last week that Halo was contemplating bringing a BR mode into their multiplayer, and as we just talked about Fall Guys being a BR they kind of just announced that there will be no plans to put a BR in Halo, which I can kind of commend them for. I mean, why fall into this formula of everyone trying to make the next great BR?
I mean, I can
So
understand it.
saturated in the
Oh.
gaming market right now. There's how many BRs can you name off the top of your head? Like
Let's see. We still have
Fortnite.
Warzone,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. We have PUBG.
PUBG.
We have I think no, not Valorant. There's another
Fall
one.
Guys.
Realm Royale, I think, is still a thing.
Wasn't
Oh,
Apex?
there you
Apex
go.
is still a thing.
Apex.
Yeah.
What is
Um,
was Overwatch a battle royale?
No, that's
Nah.
just
No.
a straight.
they
6 on
had that
6.
other Call of Duty one, the Blackout or whatever it was called.
Blackout. Yeah, I wonder if the servers are still up. I'm sure they are. So I'm sure that's still
Yeah,
running.
probably.
But yeah, everyone,
Bold,
pretty much a
but
lot of people.
very
Yeah.
Mhm.
I commend them for sticking aside and not deciding to do a BR. But I mean, in the same aspect, you can say maybe it's foolish to not go into or a money free market, a money striving market.
I
Mhm.
definitely agree with that. I agree. You know, obviously, battle royale is very oversaturated and very. It's pretty much everywhere. Like you see a game and it's like, oh, why isn't that a first person shooter? And you're wondering why isn't that one a battle royale? And I kind of asked the same with Halo, especially it being such a strong title, such a popular name. That why can't we have a whole bunch of Master Chiefs just going at it and having the different skins and all this other stuff? It kind of makes you question whether or not it was that they wanted to, or whether or not it was what that they could. You know,
But now that they're saying they don't want to do it, it makes me even want it more. They tell me I can't have something and I want it more. Because the thought of having, arbiters and elites and maybe brutes and Halo, super
and the
soldiers running
flood or
around.
whatever.
The
Yeah, everyone running
floods.
around in
See,
a
because
giant map.
the flood could be the gas. Especially
Mhm.
since it's such a swarm. And
Mhm.
I don't know, there's just so many ideas that you can do with that with battle royale. It doesn't have to be a gas like how every other battle royale is.
Mhm.
I respect them for not doing it, but now I want it. So please start
You
working on it.
you want Halo battle royale?
I want Halo Battle Royale.
So
It'd be cool, with all the ghosts and stuff, but I
yeah,
think
and
it would be a big pain just because they do have a multitude of weapons, and I don't know.
and
It would be
vehicles
interesting
too.
though. Yeah, vehicles, weapons, like
Ghosts,
there's
warhogs, what's the
the
other one?
tank, the alien tanks, or whatever
Banshees.
they're
Yeah,
called,
the
the
banshees.
banshees.
Dude, the Banshees, man.
Getting
Okay,
nostalgia
now you
trips.
guys got me thinking about it.
Yeah, right.
And it makes
They have the
so much
tools.
sense for them to do a battle royale. I don't understand why they would decide not to. I mean, I can agree. I could commend them. Like, hey, you know what? We're not going to do what everyone else wants to do, but it's kind of foolish of them to not do that, especially because they can invest in stuff like, oh, I could get a different Master Chief outfit. I could get a different skin for my what is it, the rifle, the
The AR
their
or the
version,
BR. Well,
the
their
BR,
main
their
gun is their
BR.
BR. Yeah, their main gun. Yeah, but I mean, they already have stories so well made, and their multiplayer is always such a big hit. So I can see them being okay with not taking the risk and jumping into a BR world and not becoming a sellout. You already have the loyal fan base. Why try to market to people and have that
To
loyal
little
fan base
kids.
start to think you're kind of a sellout?
I want Master Chief to be able to do the floss. All right, I want Master Chief to do the
Jesus.
floss.
Dressed as Keanu Reeves from
Exactly, or as Deadpool or any other with my pencil, freaking to destroy everything. I guess another I guess speaking with like crazy loot recently and with Keanu Reeves and stuff like that, I recently went down this rabbit hole, which was the Marvel prop auctions, and I have been so amazed. Like I didn't realize that I could actually buy pieces of like the Marvel universe for cheaper than I would expect.
Now,
I
are
mean,
these
granted,
official pieces or are they just
yes, yeah,
like a well-made items?
they're officially like from the set. While I was going through it, I saw stuff like the actual Daredevil costume, because I guess they kind of do like each season is like a different set. So like the
Mhm.
previous auction was all the Netflix stuff or all Defenders. So they had like the Jessica Jones props, they had like Luke Cage props, Iron Fist, and Daredevil,
Well, I
and
mean,
they actually
it
sold.
did get canceled, so I'm sure they had to just get rid of all that stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, you see stuff like that, but it's amazing to think that, wow, you know what, I could have bought the snow in the rabbit in a snowstorm painting, which is one of the most iconic paintings in the story. It's a I don't know, it's a very like cat and mouse game between Wilson Fisk and Daredevil, but it was incredible, like even seeing that I could have bought Daredevil's costume. I mean, granted, it was like 32 grand
Oh,
when the
Jeez.
that's it?
auction, and yeah, I mean, only 32 grand, Joe. Like you don't realize, like
That's pocket
that's
change.
pocket change. I could just that's Rona money right there. That's my second
My
stimulus right
yeah.
there.
Are,
But
is this going for charity or is this just somebody on set just like stole a bunch of the props and is selling it for like pocketing money?
no,
Money.
it's just the I don't know, whatever the production company is, they just obviously, as you said, with Netflix being, canceling the different
Marvel shows,
Marvel
all Marvel
shows or
shows because
whatever.
of Disney.
Yeah, they need to, I guess, kind of make some
That's a
money
great
back
way
for the
to
next stuff.
reinvest your money. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm
they're
sure it
reinvesting.
costs like a buttload to get that stuff actually made.
Because
Exactly.
if anyone knows who needs more money, that's Disney. Disney has
Exactly.
all the money they need right now.
What
Let
I
me play
found
the
fascinating,
smallest violin in the world.
but the next auction coming up, which I think would be kind of cool to look into, is I believe they're doing Marvel's Agents of Shield this next time around. So I'm
Oh.
wondering if they're gonna have like the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider kind of stuff. I wonder if they're gonna auction off the car. So that'd be
And
kind of cool.
I mean, with that, Shields is ending. I think they have their last episode coming up this week, or next week.
Yeah, I believe it's ending pretty soon.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's
If
pretty
you
much it. I
guys,
thought
if
it
you
was
guys
really
could
cool.
have any piece of any Marvel film, TV show, what would you guys want? I know Jay, you're the biggest fan, so you're gonna want to speak to this first.
You. Oh yeah, I look at all my room Marvel.
His Hulk hands. He wants the Hulk
Right.
hands.
No, I think I mean like Joe said, I'm the biggest fan and everything. My favorite superhero has always been, Spider-Man. The old school Spider-Mans with, good old Toby, whatever his last name is.
Flinderson.
Like
Toby.
Toby
Toby-
Flinderson, yeah.
So
And but if they did come out with something, I think I would like. I myself haven't read the comics yet, but I've always liked the costume a lot. Every time I see it, it's the Spider Punk. Spider Punk looks
Oh, that's
awesome.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
With
like
the
I
like
would
jean
be.
vest and everything.
Yeah, just a little spike mohawk that he's got. Like I've always thought that he's super cool. But if that doesn't happen, I could settle for any of the Spider-Man suits from the movies.
Nice.
Any of them. I don't even care which one. Any of them, I'd be happy with.
What about
What
you,
about
Steven?
you, Steven?
not to bite on Jay too. I guess we're all Spider-Man fans here.
Yeah.
But I
As you
I
can
was
see.
recently playing
It's-
through the PS4 Spider-Man game, and I
That's a good
really
one.
I was playing as the comic book True Iron Spider.
Oh,
really like that
the like
costume.
red and orange.
with
There you
the
go.
with the real
Gold.
big
The gold, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'd definitely probably go for that one.
And your son would love that too, wouldn't
Oh
he?
my gosh. Yeah, he goes crazy for anything Spider-Man.
Daddy, do I look like us?
What about you, Julian?
I guess mine would be kind of twofold. Like if I could have a really big piece of Marvel, I would definitely go for one of the Sentinels, as you can see, like right there. That would be like really cool. But knowing my poor ass or whatever, and I probably couldn't afford this either way. But if I could have like even the smallest piece, I would definitely go for this right here, that arc reactor. That would be so
Well,
cool.
there you go, Julian.
That says this proves that Tony
Yeah,
Stark
that
has a
Tony
heart.
Stark has a heart. Yeah, that one. Oh my god, I would love that. That'd be like the coolest thing ever.
So you'd settle for just the arc reactor?
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
if I got like a small piece, like if I can only get the smallest piece, that would be the smallest piece I would go for.
Mm, Cool. I think for me, it would
It would be
have
Star
to-
Lord's tape. No, just kidding.
Oh,
No, it would actually have to be Green Goblin suit from the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ooh,
I think the details on it were just amazing.
you wouldn't even go with the regular Spider-Man.
Nope, don't want
Wow.
Norman suit. I don't want I want Harry from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
really though? Like he looked. Honestly, I feel like he looked all
Jay,
You mean
like
when
cracked
Jay,
out.
you mean
Honestly,
Jay? You mean when you said no? You meant Spider-Man said no.
No.
Jay,
Yeah, I don't know.
told
He looked all cracked out.
I
dude.
told you we don't talk about how bad it looked. We talk about how
Goblin
great that movie was.
disease.
The movie, I loved it. Poor Gwen, whatever. But
I mean,
he
speaking of
he
terrible
looked
movies,
so cracked out. He looked like Spider-Man. Give me your change, please.
so you would go. Wait, you would go with the glider, or you would go with the costume?
just the costume
Yeah.
with
Oof.
Not
think
even
he
a
had
pumpkin bomb.
like a little metal bit. I don't know. I remember he had something on his
Like
face besides
Aloy?
like his crack face, but
It's correct.
His goblin disease face.
yeah. But I mean, with that, guys, looks like the video is still recording, and that's another episode in the books. Thank you for joining us, Stephen, for a first time.
I
Hopefully,
appreciate it so
we
much,
get you back in
guys.
here.
Thank you for having me.
Even though it was part 2.
I
I guess
don't
right
know.
before we end, guys.
I don't know if you want to plug in your stuff, Stephen, real quick. If you
Oh,
want,
yeah.
people to find
All
you.
my socials are at Steven the movie, all one word. So
Because his life is a movie.
pretty much it. Yeah.
And I rated a 10 out of 10.
Black
with
Lives
Watch Again.
Matters stickers are still available, guys. We hit a milestone right now, or a goal, and they're selling really well. So thank you all for your support, and please keep supporting. Message us at All of a Sudden Pod on Instagram, All of a Sudden Podcast on Facebook. Look out for our mac and cheese review video now. It's already available if you're here on 107 Productions. And like, comment, and subscribe. Keep supporting us every week, and we'll see you guys next week.
And one final thing, guys, I would like to throw that question out to you. What piece of the Marvel universe would you like to own and why?
Yeah. So hit us
As
up
always,
on
stay
socials
sunny.
or in the comments with that answer. See you guys next week.
Later, guys.